GESIG from TAK darkness. The signal arrived during the midnight shift at Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Array. Lieutenant Samira Chen was the only one awake when the transmission pierced through 17 layers of quantum encryption, triggering alarms across the facility. Her coffee mug froze halfway to her lips as the message began to play. This is Research Outpost Helios. Under attack. Unknown hostiles. They're everywhere. Static consumed the transmission, punctuated by screams and sounds that made Chen's skin crawl. Weapons ineffective. They're breaching the central hub. Please, anyone. The message cut off abruptly. Chen's fingers flew across her console, analyzing the signal's origin. Outpost Helios, one of humanity's furthest research facilities, home to over 8,000 scientists, engineers, and their families. Located at the very edge of explored space, it represented the pinnacle of human scientific advancement. Within 30 minutes, the Situation Room at Earth Defense Command Headquarters was filled with grim-faced military leaders. The holographic display at the center showed the last known coordinates of Outpost Helios. Now ominously silent, Admiral Elena Vega stood motionless, her weathered face illuminated by the blue glow of the tactical displays. At 63, she had seen humanity fight and survive 3 interstellar conflicts. Her reputation was legendary, the commander who had never lost a fleet engagement. "Play it again," she ordered, her voice cutting through the hushed conversations. As the message repeated, Vega's expression hardened. "Time since transmission." 47 hours, Admiral, responded General Santos. "Considering signal degradation and distance, the attack happened approximately 3 days ago." Vega nodded. "And our closest military presence?" "Nothing within immediate response range. The nearest patrol is 3 weeks away at maximum FTL." Vega straightened her uniform. "Then we deploy the Phoenix Fleet." The room fell silent. The Phoenix Fleet, 7 experimental warships equipped with the most advanced technology humanity had ever developed. They had never been deployed in actual combat. "Admiral," General Santos said carefully, "the Phoenix Fleet is still in final testing phases." "They're not." "They're ready," Vega interrupted. "I inspected them myself last month. Besides, we don't have a choice." She turned to the holographic display, expanding the star map. "Helios is our furthest outpost. Whatever attacked it has now seen our technology, our defenses. If they're hostile enough to wipe out a research station, what do you think they'll do with that knowledge?" No one responded. They all knew the answer. Vega continued, "We activate Echo Protocol. The Phoenix Fleet launches in 6 hours." Captain Marcus Reeves stood on the bridge of the UES Hyperion, the flagship of the Phoenix Fleet. Through the viewports, he could see the other 6 vessels: Athena, Osiris, Valkyrie, Titan, Orion, and Spectre. Each was a marvel of engineering, designed not just to fight but to adapt to unknown threats. "Status report," he commanded, watching his crew work with practiced efficiency. "All systems optimal, Captain," responded Commander Imani Okoro, his XO. "Fleet reports ready for FTL transition." Reeves nodded. "Good. Admiral on deck." The bridge crew stood at attention as Admiral Vega entered. She moved with purpose, her eyes taking in every detail of the advanced command center. "At ease," she said. "Is the fleet prepared for immediate deployment?" "Yes, Admiral," Reeves confirmed. "All 7 vessels report combat-ready status." Vega nodded, addressing the entire bridge. "For those who haven't been briefed, 48 hours ago, we received a distress call from Outpost Helios. Something attacked them. Something we've never encountered before. We don't know what we're facing. But I can tell you this: 8,000 of our people were at that outpost." She paused, letting that number sink in. "This mission has 3 objectives. First, search for survivors. Second, gather intelligence on whatever attacked Helios. Third," her eyes hardened, "if hostile forces remain, you are authorized to use maximum force." The Phoenix fleet carries technologies that have never been field-tested in combat. Today, that changes. Reeves felt a chill run down his spine. The Phoenix fleet wasn't just advanced. It was revolutionary. Quantum-entangled communications, adaptive shield harmonics, weapons systems that could reconfigure based on enemy defenses. Captain Reeves, Vega continued, you have operational command of this fleet. I'll be coordinating from the Hyperion. Understood, Admiral. Reeves responded, we won't let you down. Minutes later, the 7 ships of the Phoenix fleet accelerated away from Earth, their experimental FTL drives engaging simultaneously. In a flash of controlled energy, they vanished into the void. The journey to Outpost Helios took 72 hours at maximum FTL, a trip that would have taken conventional ships weeks. During that time, Admiral Vega assembled everything they knew about the region. It doesn't make sense, said Dr. Ilara Kim, the fleet's chief science officer. There are no known spacefaring civilizations in that sector. The nearest alien species with interstellar capability is the Arcturus Collective, and they're peaceful traders. Could it be pirates? Suggested Captain Reeves. Rogue elements from known species. Vega shook her head. Pirates don't have the firepower to take down a facility with Helios defenses. Those outposts might be scientific, but they're hardened against attack. The tactical officer, Lieutenant Commander Zhao, cleared his throat. There's something else, Admiral. 3 months ago, long-range probes detected unusual energy signatures beyond the Perseus arm. The data was inconsistent, so it was flagged for follow-up. Let me guess, Vega said grimly. No one followed up. The nearest survey ship was scheduled to investigate next month. Vega's expression darkened. So something unknown has been lurking out there, and we might have missed our chance to identify it before it struck. As they approached Helios's system, tension filled the Hyperion's bridge. The ship dropped out of FTL first, sensors immediately scanning the area. Oh my God, whispered Commander Okoro. Where Outpost Helios once orbited the gas giant Poseidon, there was now only debris. Fragments of the massive station were scattered across thousands of kilometers, some pieces still glowing from internal fires. Life signs, Vega demanded. Scanning, reported the sensor officer, her voice tight. I'm detecting, yes, faint life signs. Several emergency pods among the debris field. Approximately 40 signatures. Out of 8,000, Reeves said quietly. Deploy rescue teams immediately, ordered Vega. Get those survivors aboard. As the rest of the Phoenix fleet arrived, they formed a protective perimeter around the rescue operation. Specialized teams in advanced rescue craft navigated the debris field, locating and retrieving the survival pods. Dr. Kim approached the Admiral, her tablet displaying unusual readings. Admiral, we're detecting residual energy signatures unlike anything I've seen before. Whatever weapons were used on Helios, they're not in our database. Before Vega could respond, alarms blared across the bridge. Multiple contacts, shouted Lieutenant Commander Zhao, emerging from behind Poseidon's moon. Count, 27 vessels, configuration unknown. On the main view screen, dark shapes appeared. Ships with hulls that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. They moved with unnatural precision, spreading out in attack formation. All ships, battle stations, Vega commanded, her voice calm despite the situation. Defensive formation Delta, shields at maximum. The Phoenix fleet responded instantly, shifting positions to create overlapping fields of fire while maintaining protection for the rescue vessels. They're scanning us, reported Zhao. Intense energy probes. Let them look, said Vega. I want to see what they do next. The answer came moments later as the alien vessels accelerated, weapons ports opening along their hulls. They're firing. Streams of what looked like liquid darkness erupted from the alien ships, crossing the void toward the human fleet. They moved unlike any weapons the bridge crew had ever seen, shifting trajectory mid-flight, splitting into multiple projectiles. "Evasive maneuvers," ordered Reeves. The Phoenix ships responded with incredible agility, their advanced propulsion systems allowing them to dodge most of the incoming fire. The few hits that landed splashed against their shields, which flared bright blue under the impact. "Shield analysis," demanded Dr. Kim, watching the data poured in. "What are we dealing with?" "It's some kind of energy-draining weapon," reported a science officer. "The shields are holding, but each hit reduces capacity by 18%. They're designed to siphon power." Vega's eyes narrowed. "So they want to drain us dry before moving in for the kill." She turned to Reeves. "Captain, let's show them why that's a mistake. Weapons free. Target their lead vessels." The Phoenix fleet responded with devastating synchronization. Hyperion's main weapon, a particle cannon capable of reconfiguring its output based on target defenses, fired first. The beam struck the lead alien vessel, its sensors analyzing shield resonance in real time and adjusting frequency to maximize penetration. The alien ship's defenses flared, then failed as the beam cut through its hull. Two more Phoenix ships fired, their weapons coordinated through quantum-entangled targeting systems. 3 alien vessels exploded in silent bursts of energy. For a moment, the alien formation seemed to hesitate. "They didn't expect us to punch through their defenses," Reeves observed. "No," agreed Vega. "They expected easy prey." She activated the fleet-wide comm. "All vessels, press the advantage. Focus fire on their command ships." The battle intensified as both fleets engaged fully. The Phoenix ships demonstrated their revolutionary capabilities, adaptive shields shifting frequencies to resist the energy-draining weapons, while their weapons systems continuously recalibrated to maximize effectiveness. But the alien vessels had advantages of their own. They moved with impossible coordination, as if guided by a single mind. When one tactic failed, they immediately shifted to another, learning and adapting with every exchange. "Admiral," called Commander Okoro. "Rescue teams report they've secured all survivor pods. They're returning to the fleet now." "Good. Prepare tow." The tactical display suddenly lit up with new alerts. "Multiple new contacts," Zhao shouted. 50-plus vessels emerging from FTL. Vega's expression remained calm, but her eyes betrayed concern. "It seems we've gotten their attention." The reinforcements joined the alien fleet, nearly tripling their numbers. The tactical situation had shifted dramatically. "Admiral," said Reeves, "we need to consider a strategic withdrawal. We've recovered the survivors, and we're now severely outnumbered." Vega studied the tactical display, her mind calculating options. "Agreed. All ships, prepare for emergency FTL jump. Coordinates already transmitted. We jump on my mark." As the Phoenix fleet prepared to retreat, the rescue vessels docked safely, bringing aboard the 47 survivors from Outpost Helios. Among them was Dr. Elijah Dawson, the outpost's director, severely injured but conscious. Admiral Vega met him in the medical bay moments before the jump. "Dr. Dawson," she said urgently, "what are we facing? Who are they?" Dawson's eyes were haunted as he looked up at her. "They call themselves the Void Collective. They didn't communicate, didn't make demands. They just appeared and started dissecting the station. Like we were specimens." "Why? What were they after?" "Our research," Dawson whispered. "We were studying quantum entanglement on a scale never attempted before, creating links across vast distances. They seemed fascinated. They took our data cores, our scientists. Those they didn't take they—" He couldn't finish the sentence. The ship shuddered as it took another hit. "Admiral," came Reeves's voice over the comm. "We need to jump now." Vega placed a hand on Dawson's shoulder. "We'll make them pay for what they did. I promise you that." Returning to the bridge, Vega gave the order. "All ships, jump now." In perfect synchronization, the 7 ships of the Phoenix fleet disappeared into FTL, leaving behind the wreckage of Outpost Helios and the mysterious alien armada that had destroyed it. The first encounter with the Void Collective was over. The real war was about to begin. Humanity's ancillary. 20 light years from the Helios disaster, the Phoenix fleet regrouped in a nebula that scrambled sensors, providing temporary concealment. On the Hyperion's bridge, Admiral Vega reviewed the battle data with her command staff. The mood was somber but determined. "The Void Collective," Vega said, testing the name. "Their technology is unlike anything we've encountered. Energy-draining weapons, perfect coordination between vessels, hulls that absorb most scanning attempts." Dr. Kim nodded. "Their ships appear to operate as a networked intelligence. When we destroyed one, the others immediately adapted their tactics." "Which explains how they overwhelmed Helios so quickly," added Captain Reeves. "No standard defense could keep up with that level of adaptation." Admiral Vega turned to the holographic display showing the status of the Phoenix fleet. Despite being outgunned, they had performed remarkably well. 5 alien vessels destroyed, with only moderate damage to their own ships. "What about the survivors?" she asked. Dr. Naomi Wright, the fleet's chief medical officer, stepped forward. 47 in total, mostly technical staff who managed to reach escape pods during the initial attack. Dr. Dawson's condition has stabilized, and he's providing valuable intelligence on the attackers. "And what he's telling us is deeply concerning," said Commander Okoro, reading from a datapad. "According to Dawson, the Void Collective didn't just attack randomly. They targeted specific research sections of the outpost, particularly those working on quantum entanglement communication." Vega's eyes narrowed. "They're after our technology." "Not just any technology," Dr. Kim corrected. "Helios was developing a breakthrough in instantaneous communication across unlimited distances. If perfected, it would revolutionize humanity's ability to coordinate across the galaxy." The implications were clear to everyone. If the Void Collective had obtained this research, and if they could develop it further with their advanced capabilities, they could coordinate attacks across multiple star systems simultaneously, Reeves concluded. "No warning, no chance to prepare defenses." Vega studied the tactical display, and with their numerical advantage, they could overwhelm us system by system. She straightened, decision made. "We can't allow that to happen. We need to strike back now, while we still have the element of surprise." "Strike back?" questioned Lieutenant Commander Zhao. "Admiral, with respect, we're outnumbered at least 7-1. "Numbers aren't everything, Commander," Vega replied. "During the battle, did you notice how the alien vessels reacted when we destroyed their lead ships?" "They hesitated," Reeves recalled. "Just for a moment." "Exactly. Despite their networked intelligence, they still rely on command structures. We hit those, we disrupt their entire fleet." Vega turned to Dr. Kim. "The quantum link we observed between their ships, can we use that against them?" Dr. Kim considered. "Potentially. If their ships are quantum entangled to share targeting data and tactical information, the link itself could be vulnerable. A precisely calibrated disruption pulse might cascade through their entire network." "Could we weaponize that?" asked Reeves. "Not directly," Dr. Kim admitted, "but we could use it to create temporary blindness in their coordination. A window of opportunity." Vega nodded. "That's our advantage. We don't fight their entire fleet. We blind them, hit their command vessels, and escape before they can recover." For the next 12 hours, the Phoenix fleet prepared for what many considered a suicide mission. The ship's engineers worked tirelessly to adapt their systems based on the battle data. Weapons were recalibrated to target the specific vulnerabilities observed in the alien vessels. Shield frequencies were adjusted to better withstand the energy-draining attacks. Meanwhile, Dr. Dawson provided crucial intelligence. "The Void Collective isn't just after technology," he explained, sitting up in his medical bed despite his injuries. "They're collectors of knowledge, particularly unique advancements. But they don't innovate. They assimilate. Every technology they use was taken from another species." "So they're parasites," said Vega. "Intellectual parasites, yes. They believe themselves the rightful inheritors of all knowledge in the galaxy. And they're ancient, far older than humanity's presence in space. Have they encountered resistance before? Asked Reeves. Dawson's expression darkened. Yes. Before they attacked, they accessed our communication systems, showed us images, worlds stripped of technology, species reduced to pre-industrial states. It was a warning. Or a threat, Vega concluded. As the fleet prepared to return to Helios, Dr. Kim made a breakthrough. Admiral, we've been analyzing the quantum signatures of the void ships. There's a pattern to their coordination, a central node that must be their command vessel. It doesn't engage directly in combat. It stays back, directing the others. Can you identify it? Asked Vega. We believe so. It emits a distinctive quantum signature unlike the others. This information transformed Vega's strategy. Rather than a direct assault, they would target this command vessel, the linchpin of the Void Collective's coordination. The Phoenix fleet dropped out of FTL at the edge of the Helios system, sensors immediately scanning for the alien presence. The Void Collective remained, their ships methodically dissecting the remains of the outpost, extracting technology and information. They don't know we're back, observed Reeves. Not yet, agreed Vega. Let's keep it that way. She turned to her communications officer. Initiate Operation Blackout. Across the Phoenix fleet, specialized equipment activated, generating a quantum disruption field designed by Dr. Kim. It wouldn't harm the alien vessels directly, but it would temporarily sever the quantum links between them, disrupting their perfect coordination. Disruption field charging, reported the tactical officer. Ready in 30 seconds. Vega addressed the fleet. All ships prepare for immediate engagement. Primary targets identified and locked. We hit hard, we hit fast, and we don't give them time to recover. On my mark. The seconds ticked down. On the bridge of the Hyperion, tension was palpable. Disruption field ready, announced Zhao. Vega's voice was steel. Execute. The disruption pulse erupted from the Phoenix fleet, invisible to the naked eye, but devastating to the quantum-entangled communication network of the Void Collective. Immediately, the alien vessels showed signs of confusion, their perfect formation faltering. Now, ordered Vega, all ships advance and engage primary targets. The Phoenix fleet surged forward, weapons systems already locked on the identified command vessel and its escorts. The element of surprise was total. By the time the void ships began to react, the humans were already within optimal firing range. Hyperion fired first, its main particle cannon striking directly at the command vessel's propulsion systems. The alien ship's defenses flared but couldn't fully absorb the precisely calibrated attack. The other Phoenix ships followed suit, concentrating fire on key targets. Without their coordinated defense, the void vessels couldn't adapt quickly enough. 3 escort ships exploded in rapid succession, creating a gap in their defensive line. The command vessel is attempting to retreat, reported Zhao. They're rerouting power to engines. Not today, said Vega grimly. Valkyrie, Orion, cut them off. Hyperion will deliver the killing blow. The 2 Phoenix ships executed a perfect pincer movement, flanking the command vessel and unleashing coordinated fire that stripped away its remaining defenses. As the alien ship faltered, Hyperion moved into position, all weapons locked on target. Fire everything, Vega commanded. The combined firepower of Hyperion's weapon systems struck the command vessel simultaneously. For a moment, the alien ship seemed to absorb the assault, then structural failures cascaded across its hull. It imploded in a silent flash of energy, leaving only scattered debris. The effect on the remaining Void Collective ships was immediate and dramatic. Without their central coordination node, they fell into disarray. Some began firing randomly, others attempted to flee, and a few simply drifted, as if suddenly deactivated. It worked, breathed Reeves. Their entire network collapsed. But victory was short-lived. From behind Poseidon's largest moon, New contacts appeared, another wave of void vessels, even larger than before. They were holding reserves, realized Vega. They learned from our first encounter. The tactical situation had again shifted dramatically. Despite their successful strike against the command vessel, the Phoenix fleet now faced overwhelming odds. "Admiral," said Reeves urgently, "we need to withdraw." Vega studied the tactical display, her mind racing through scenarios. "No," she decided. "If we leave now, they'll recover and adapt. Our disruption technology won't work a second time. This is our one chance to deliver a crippling blow." She turned to Dr. Kim. "You said their ships are quantum entangled. What happens if we detonate an FTL drive within their formation?" Dr. Kim's eyes widened. The quantum wake would cascade through their entanglement network. It could disable or destroy any ship connected to the network. "Exactly. We use their own strength against them." Vega activated the fleet comm. "All vessels except Hyperion, prepare for emergency jump to Earth. You will carry the survivors and the data we've gathered." "Admiral," protested Reeves, "what are you suggesting?" "Hyperion will deliver the final blow," Vega said calmly. "Our FTL drive, detonated at the heart of their formation, will create a quantum cascade that will cripple their entire fleet." The implications were clear. Hyperion would not be returning from this mission. "I can't allow that," said Reeves firmly. "The Hyperion is too valuable. And so are you, Admiral." "I'm not asking for permission, Captain," Vega replied. "This is a direct order. The Phoenix fleet will return to Earth and prepare our defenses. Humanity needs to be ready for what's coming." Before the argument could continue, an urgent message came from the science station. "Admiral, I'm detecting new quantum signatures, not from the Void Collective." All eyes turned to the tactical display as new contacts appeared at the edge of the system. The ships were unlike any they had seen before. Sleek, crystalline structures that seemed to shift and flow like liquid. "They're hailing us," reported the communications officer in disbelief. "On screen," ordered Vega. The view screen flickered, revealing a humanoid figure with iridescent skin and eyes that contained swirling galaxies. When it spoke, its voice resonated with harmonic overtones. "Humans of Earth, I am Sentinel Zara of the Luminary Concord. We have monitored your battle against the Void Collective. Your resistance is unexpected." Vega stepped forward. "I am Admiral Elena Vega of Earth Defense Command. Are you allies of the Collective?" "Quite the opposite," replied Zara. "The Collective has been our adversary for millennia. They have stripped countless worlds of knowledge and left civilizations in ruin. We have fought to contain them, but never before have we seen a species successfully counter their quantum network." Hope flickered across the bridge. "You're saying you want to help us?" asked Vega. "We are proposing an alliance," confirmed Zara. "Your quantum disruption technology, combined with our own capabilities, could finally end the Collective's predation." As if to demonstrate, the luminary vessels moved into attack formation. Energy beams of stunning complexity lanced from their ships, striking the disorganized void vessels with devastating precision. "We will handle the remaining Collective ships," said Zara. "Your fleet should withdraw and recover. There is much we must discuss about the greater threat they represent." Vega hesitated only briefly before nodding. "Agreed. We'll rendezvous at coordinates I'm transmitting now." As the Luminary Concord engaged the Void Collective, the Phoenix fleet regrouped and prepared to depart. The bridge crew watched in awe as the crystalline ships moved with incredible grace, their weapons tearing through the alien vessels that had seemed so unstoppable before. "It seems," said Reeves quietly, "that humanity just found its place in a much larger conflict." Vega nodded, her expression resolute. "And perhaps our first true allies." She turned to her crew. "Set course for the rendezvous point. Today we fought for Outpost Helios. Tomorrow we may be fighting for all sentient life in the galaxy." The Phoenix fleet engaged their FTL drives, disappearing into the void. Behind them, the Luminary Concord continued their systematic destruction of the Void Collective ships, a battle that had raged across the stars for longer than humanity had walked the Earth. The signal that had started as a desperate plea for help had become something far greater. The catalyst for humanity's emergence onto the galactic stage. Not as victims, not as bystanders, but as warriors and innovators worthy of respect, even from ancient cosmic powers. The war against the Void Collective had only begun, but Earth had shown the galaxy that humanity would not go quietly into the night. They would fight. They would adapt. And with their new allies, they might just survive.